Assalamu alaikum, ladies. It's good to see you again. And I am going to be doing the American Girl to American Muslim Woman tag video today. And I'm sorry I'm going to be speaking kind of fast, and I'm using the forward-facing camera on my phone so that I can watch the time, so that I don't make it too long and my phone won't upload it. And yeah, by the way, my birthday's in a month, and I asked my parents for a camera, so hopefully this will all be changing. But let's get started quickly. Waste no time. So when did you convert to Islam? I converted to Islam about 3 years ago. I only started wearing hijab a year and a half ago, and I only really got serious about Islam 8 to 9 months ago. So, why did you convert to Islam? It's an incredibly long story, as some of you will know if you've seen my videos. So, if you haven't seen my video, check it out. I'll post the link down below, somewhere up here, maybe, who knows. But do check that out. And hummingbird at the beater. What did your parents think? Initially my parents were kind of like confused. They weren't like upset or mad. They were confused, because being raised atheist, they didn't really like religion, and so they thought that I was going to be oppressed and I was going to turn into this like lesser person. But, alhamdulillah, I've proved them wrong, so that's good. They don't think that way now, obviously. Did your parents or any other family members convert? No, sadly no. My parents, they've been atheists for a long time, and I don't think they'll ever change their convictions. My brother, he has been flirting around with Catholicism and Episcopalianism for a long time, so, alhamdulillah, he's accepted God exists, so that's good. I always kind of try to shove Islamic stuff his way, and so, inshallah, someday he'll pick up on that. What was the hardest transition? Probably the hardest transition was, and this is something you may know if you watched my Islam and Me video, but I've had a long history of, alcoholism and, using too much alcohol and this sorts of things. So the hardest transition was really getting serious about Islam to be able to give that up. And, inshallah, I've been sober now for a long time, so, not a long time, but a while, a significant amount of time. And so, inshallah, I pray every day that Allah helps me with that, and so hopefully He will, He has made that a lot easier on me, so inshallah He'll continue to help me make it easy. What was the easiest part? It's weird because the easiest part was actually accepting God and admitting that God exists, which is funny because being raised atheist, I thought that was going to be, impossible. I thought I would never be able to admit that God actually exists. But, alhamdulillah, that was actually the easiest part, which was really weird. So that was good. Do you wear hijab? I think so. I think that's a scarf on my head. Was it hard to wear the hijab? Yes, it was hard. Peaceful hijabi talked about this a little bit, but it's weird. It was weird for a while, seeing the people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and hummingbird just tried to eat my toenail because it's painted pink. But it was weird, seeing people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and they would see that I'm wearing hijab because they know about my past, they know about my struggles, with addiction and all this, and so they were like, "So you're Muslim, so you don't drink at all? You don't go out?" And I'm like, "No." So that was weird, and it was kind of, but they see me differently, but I think they see me, and it was weird, but it's easier now. So, do you pray 5 daily prayers? Yes, alhamdulillah, I do. Inshallah, I will continue to do so, and inshallah, Allah will make that struggle a little bit easier, because it is a struggle to get those in every day, but inshallah it'll get easier. Was it hard to learn Arabic for the prayers? Yeah, it was hard. It was weird because none of my friends, they didn't know how to teach me really, so I kind of had to teach myself, and I wrote out all the Arabic, because I can read Arabic. I wrote out all the Arabic and the English transliteration, how to pronounce it in case I forgot, on a piece of paper, and I used to pray with a piece of paper so that I could read it while I was doing it, and I did that until I could memorize it, and so then I memorized it, and it's easy now, but yeah, it was kind of hard. Do you ever feel like people look at you different? Yeah, I do feel like people look at me a little bit differently. But like I was saying a little bit earlier, I think it's a good different. I think, like I said, a lot of people look at me and they know about my past, and so they look at me differently, but they're proud that I've been able to overcome that challenge, and that I've really been able to make myself better and be a better person, and, you know, sober and all of that. So yeah, people look at me differently, but I think it's a good difference. So let's wait for this motorcycle to pass, shall we? While I read the next question. Do you ever feel the need to prove 9/11 was not your fault? No, I don't. I live in a really liberal and accepting part of the world, you know. Alhamdulillah, Boulder is really chill and laid back, so I never feel that way. Maybe if I lived like on the East Coast or something, I might, but I mean, living here, not really. I mean, everybody's really open-minded and liberal, so I don't really feel that way. Did anyone ever attack you? No, not like physically. I've never had anybody attack me. But like, I mean, I've had people attack me with like words. I've had people like attack me with ignorance and like ignorant words. So that's kind of annoying sometimes. But you know, aside from that, not really. Has anyone ever said anything to you? I mean, yeah, I do get like the stupid comments and the ignorance and the like just kind of like nastiness. Like I had this guy the other day that was like he was like, we're sitting there and he was like, he had been saying a whole bunch of stupid like stuff up to me like up until this point. Like he'd been saying a lot of stupid comments and like just ignorant, but like, you know, boastful ignorance. It's like like you're a Muslim. And he like said to me, he was like, so did you like read the Quran and blank before you converted? And I was like, I was so frustrated. I just looked at him and I was like, no, I just barged right in. And he like totally shut up. You know, and I was like, of course I read the Quran. You know, I don't know. It's just I don't suffer fools gladly. So I try to be patient, but sometimes it gets to me. Do you regret being Muslim? No, never. Absolutely not, never. If you could go back, would you not be Muslim? Absolutely not, never. No. You know, sometimes I go back and I think about what would happen if Munib was still alive. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you know, feel free to check out my Islam and Me video. But, you know, I sometimes wonder about what would happen if he were still alive. But I think if he were still alive, by this point I would be Muslim. You know, so I don't think it would have happened as quickly, but I definitely think I'd be Muslim by now. So no, I would not be a Muslim. What is your favorite thing about Islam? I think my favorite thing about Islam is the fact that we are all equal in Allah's eyes. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a woman, or if you're a man, or if you're white, or if you're black, if you're Hispanic, if you're, you know, whatever. Everybody is equal to Allah, and I think that's awesome. Because a lot of people, they think Muslim women are oppressed and they're like less than men, but that's totally not true. You know, women are just as equal as men in Allah's eyes, so I love that about Islam. What is the hardest thing for you to do as a Muslim? Hardest thing for me to do as a Muslim, that's interesting. Maybe to kind of constantly remind myself that I am a Muslim, and constantly remember that I'm doing what I'm doing for the sake of Allah, and that this world is really, you know, it's an illusion. Like, this whole world is really an illusion. Like, you know, nothing in this world is real. We're not going to have any of this when we, you know, when we die and on the Day of Judgment. So I think it's kind of hard for me to remind myself that, you know, remind myself constantly, like, be aware of it at all times, like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, that I'm doing what I'm doing for the sake of Allah, and that, you know, this world is an illusion and it's not going to be with us forever. So don't get caught up in the worldly things. Remember that, you know, everything else. How do you think we as new Muslims can change our ummah and show that we are peaceful, loving, and want to serve Allah? I think the best thing that we can do... Coco, shut up. I think the best thing that we can do is... I love Peaceful Hijabi's answer, so I'm going to kind of copy her. But I think the best thing that we can do is show how excited we are about Islam, and how much we love Allah, and how much we love the Prophet, and all of this stuff, and how excited we are in general. So I think that's the best thing that we can do, because a lot of times when they're born Muslim, it becomes like monotonous, and it's like, you know, same old everyday stuff. But if we can show them how excited we are, and how awesome Islam is, and how amazing it is to be a Muslim, and how excited we are every day to get up and pray those 5 daily prayers, I think that'll really help them, you know, because, you know, maybe they're not, you know, aware of how cool it is. So that's it, and I'm almost at 10 minutes, so I want to finish this so that my phone will actually upload it to YouTube. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I had a good time, and I will talk to you guys later. So bye, peace out.